Hi, and welcome. You are tuned into Cpap for beginners and experts. I'm your host, Chris, with AffinityHM.com. And here we cover news, product reviews, tips, and knowledge, everything you need Cpap, APAP, and BiPAP so that you can get the best sleep of your life. This video is about freezing weather and some tips that I want to share with you in case you haven't thought about it. The freezing weather can make a huge difference with your CPAP. So I hope everybody's doing well. Please, if you would, type into comments right now. Give me the temperature, your lowest expected temperature that you're expecting during this hard freeze that we're experiencing all over the country. I'm in South Alabama, so our number is something like 17. They think it's going to be, and the wind chill might be as low as 1 or 2 degrees. So I know you guys, many of you, most of you, are going to experience weather much colder than myself. And so what can we do about it? Obviously, non-CPAP related, just make sure those pets, plants, pipes, and all that is taken care of. Your car, blankets in your car, have some battery backup flashlights in case the power might go out. Now let's talk about CPAP. First, one of the most common things, and that's not only if it's super frigid weather, but anytime the weather begins to get colder, we turn our heater on, the heater in the house. And about your CPAP and rainout. Rainout is a huge problem for many, and it seems to be worse during the colder weather. And the reasoning behind that is because rainout happens really based on the difference of two temperatures. It would be the temperature in your room versus the temperature inside of the CPAP tube. So if the CPAP tube is really warm and it gets cold in your room, then that difference of temperature actually causes droplets of water to rain within or inside of the CPAP tubing. This will cause a lot of problems. One is it can get so bad, you have so much moisture inside the tube that it begins to sort of like puddle or collect at the lowest point of the tubing. It can't even get to the point to where it's making this really bubbling sort of noise where the air pressure is trying to get through the tube and it cannot. And that has to be resolved. There's a couple of ways. One is to affect it so that the temperature between the inside the tube in the room is not such a vast difference. One way to do that, if it's really cold in your room, is actually turn down the amount of humidity so you can lower the temperature of your heated humidifier. If you have an automatic or a climate line that is automatically adjusting the temperature of your CPAP, then you may have to disconnect that and use a regular tube so that you yourself can actually turn the temperature to the higher number or the lower number, in this case the lower number, to try to cause there to be less rain out. Here's another one. You can literally take a pair of socks. You can get you some tube socks, long tube socks, cut the toe out of the tube socks, and then run the tube socks over the outside of the tubing. Maybe use rubber band or something. So what you're doing is on the exterior of the tubing, using tube socks, you can just insulate. And so that causes there to be a less of a difference between the two temperatures and less rain out. And of course, if you don't want to do, the old Alabama rig method, then you can, they do sell CPAP hose covers, and those are wonderful for insulating and just changing the difference of the temperature so that there is rain out. One more good tip that I like is to put the CPAP machine down toward the foot of the bed. As long as it's in a stable position, you then can run the tube from the CPAP machine under the covers along with your body and right up to your mask. Now, if you're a rough sleeper, that is not going to work. But for some who lie very still through the night, that does actually make the temperature variation less, and so therefore less rain out. So rain out, let's keep talking about rain out. Also, there's the CPAP hose lift. That is something that you can use, and it actually just lifts the tubing up with a CPAP hose lift, and water tends to run back into the reservoir instead of into your mask. Now let's talk about power outages. There is likely to be some power outages, especially up in the Midwest and North areas. As a matter of fact, even by the time of this video, there could be some power outages. I hope you get these tips. If you have a power outage, hopefully you have a backup generator in your home. That would be plan A. Plan B would be have a backup battery, a Cpap battery backup. We have them here. They're made by Cpap. They're super good. They're designed for Cpap machines. So definitely check those out on our website right here of affinityhm.com. We have 25% off right now too. The discount code is SAVE25. Now, obviously, ordering something from us right now won't help you with this particular current weather situation, but it is always good to have a backup Cpap battery available. Plan 3, if you don't have a home generator, you don't have a Cpap backup battery, and your power goes out, there are a couple of things that you can do. There tends to be less apnea when you're sleeping if you're in a recliner or just in more of an elevated position, sleeping on your back, but just elevate yourself 30 degrees, maybe 45 degrees. A recliner is good. It's just that there's less gravity pushing down. And so, yes, you're probably still going to have some apneas, but they won't be as many, hopefully. And so the recliner, or elevate, the head of the bed, or use a bunch of pillows to just sit up a little higher as you're sleeping, and that can be helpful. And another item is called Opti pillows. And it's really considered to be EPAP. CPAP is continuous positive airway pressure, so we got the airway pressure. EPAP is expiratory positive airway pressure, and it looks like a set of nasal pillows. Of course, you don't use a CPAP machine, but you have this headgear, just like a nasal pillow headgear, and you have the nasal pillows, but you don't have a hose, you don't have a machine. This device, Opti pillows, actually on expiration, provides a little bit of back pressure, and as one is exhaling through the nose with this back pressure, it maintains the airway to some degree and is better than nothing. Absolutely reasonably comfortable. If you're a mouth breather, you would have to have a chin strap or something like that along with that. But EPAP is a good idea to have as a backup in case you are experiencing long-term power outages. So I hope that everyone has a wonderful evening. I hope these tips will help you out, and stay warm, everybody. And Merry Christmas. I'm looking forward to a wonderful Christmas, and expect to see you guys again, hopefully next Thursday night. We'll be here. So if you will, please go check out our website. Use that discount code SAVE25. That's going to be there for just a little while longer. And I appreciate you watching. Enjoy the tips. Share this video. And if you haven't already, please definitely subscribe to the channel. Join the Facebook group, Cpap for Beginners. And the YouTube channel is Affinity HM. So Merry Christmas, everybody. And I will see you next year. Take care.